Nobody was there. I found myself in something like a hut of junior robot enthusiasts. There were wires and simple printed circuits scattered everywhere, chips, and on the table proudly stood an oscillosgraph. I heard voices from another room, and then two pioneers appeared. One was electronic, the other one I didn't know. Hi, Semyon, we've been expecting you. It seems he knows everything about everyone. Why were you expecting me? Well, of course, because you came to sign up to our cybernetics club, didn't you? He didn't let me answer. And this is Shurik, he's in charge here. I assume there's only two of you in the club? Well, you can say that it's three now. Shurik came up to me and assertively offered his hand. His face was somewhat familiar. Welcome to the club. Yep. Now, I show you around. Make yourself at home. Guys, I just wanted to... We are always welcoming new members. He said it in such a way that the anthem of the Soviet Union suddenly started playing in my head. It's amazing. I even remember the words. In the first grade, I had a textbook with the lyrics in the back. No, I just wanted you to sign my checklist. Yep, you sign up to the club, we'll sign your checklist. He grinned. I was getting ready for a long and boring argument, but then I heard someone enter. I looked back and saw Slavia. Ah, Semyon, I hope you're not giving you any trouble. She narrowed her eyes, looking at the future of the motherland's robotics industry. I know these two. They can. Well, actually, I just needed to get my checklist signed. I decided to take advantage of the situation. No problem, give it to me. Slavia took the paper and marched up to Shurik. Sign it. Hold on, we're not done yet. You're done, sign it now. She gave Shurik such a threatening look that it made him lose every possible objection. He wrote some squiggles on the checklist. I thanked Slavia, then I moved in a mellow mood. What's the point of visiting the infirmary? My health was fine. The fresh local air clearly did me some good. I felt fresher than usual. But I just have to visit it. I entered a common infirmary, like my school doctor's room. A middle-aged woman sat at a table. Obviously, she was a nurse. She gazed intently at me, assessing me while continuing to write something. Well, hello, pioneer, said the nurse without being distracted from her work. Good afternoon, ma'am. I have something. Sit down, please. I looked around the room. On the couch. I sat down. Strip. She said all of it with an even tone. What for? To inspect, to osculate, to check on your health, By the way, my name is Violetta, but you can call me Viola. She turned to me. What are you waiting for? Strip. But I have no health issues. I got this. I neatly gave her the paper. Later. She took the stethoscope off her neck, seeming like she intended to probe me with it. But then someone knocked on the door. The nurse answered unwillingly. Come in. In a moment, the door opened wildly and electronic rushed inside. Hello, I fell during the football game. Nonsense, of course, I'm okay, but I got me trefnia. There was a massive bruise on the electronic's eye. I doubt that it could be a football injury. Sit down, I have a look, she said to him. And you pass me your checklist. The nurse quickly signed it and continued. If something hurts, come to me immediately, Pioneer. I decided not to answer and went out, closing the door behind me. That nurse is surely something else. Actually, I love reading, but spending my days in a library under the current circumstances was well beyond my scope. So I'd better hurry with this checkpoint. As I stepped inside, a memory from my childhood emerged in my head. It was very vivid. I'm 7 or 8 years old. I'm at the library with my mother. While she's looking through the books I might need for my studies, I'm sitting in the corner looking through the collection of comic books. Back then, I didn't know why I had so many or why I couldn't take some with me. The notion of collective property was something in my mind hadn't grasped yet at that age. However, back then, the whole concept of property was pretty hazy to me. This memory seemed even stranger now while I was standing in this particular camp where they might have managed to build communism in 3 years. Soviet symbolism was all over the place and the shelves were full of related literature. Of course, I wasn't planning to read any of these. Getting acquainted with a full collection of books by Marx was the last thing on earth I would think of. Was the librarian? I didn't spend much time looking for. I looked closely. Short hair, thick glasses, rather cute face. She was snoring so peacefully. I couldn't just wake her up. I can wait. If she doesn't wake up in half an hour, maybe then. I couldn't just sit there, so I took a random book from the nearest bookshelf. Arthur Schopenhauer, The World as Will and Representation. I opened it roughly in the middle and started reading. The life of man, with its endless upkeep, wants, and suffering, is to be regarded as the explanation and paraphrase of the procreative act, i.e., the absolute claim of the will to live, and furthermore, it is also the reason the man owes nature his death, and thinks with anxiety of his debt. It is not the evidence that our existence involves guilt. At any rate, we always exist, from time to time paying with death for our birth, and we always exist and alternately bear all the joy and sorrow of life, since neither or both can pass us without some effect that is a result of our stated will to live. Thus the fear of death, which in spite of all the miseries of life holds us firmly to it, it is really elusive, but just as elusive is the impulse which has attracted us into it. This attraction itself might be seen objectively as the mutual longing glances of two lovers. They are the purest expression of the will to live in its affirmation. How gentle and tender it is. It wants happiness and quiet pleasure and mild joys for itself, for others, for all. Someone knocked on the door. I closed the book quickly and put it back in its place. What a nice habit, knocking on the door. I should pick it up. It was Lena. Oh. Hi. I smiled. Hi, I just wanted to return the book. She had a copy of Gone with the Wind that I saw yesterday. Oh, Zenya's sleeping. I'll come back later. I'm awake. I turned around in a surprise to look at her. She eyed me closely from behind the table. What is it you wanted? I need you to check here. Give it here. She quickly signed the paper and gave it back to me. She had this look on her face that made me want to keep quiet. Lena came up to her and returned the book. I thanked Xenia and went out. Finally, I got all the signatures. Now I had to go back to Olga Dmitrievna and give it to her. She was sitting in front of a cabin, reading a book. Doesn't look like a good role model for the perfect pioneer that she was planning to turn me into. I wonder if her responsibilities extended beyond giving fairy speeches at the lineup, scolding Uliana and getting involved into my moral, physical and ideological growth. Here, I offered him a checklist. She placed it in her pocket without even looking at her signatures. Great. I could have signed it myself without going anywhere. Perfect. So did you meet our nurse? Yes. For some reason, that question sent shivers down my spine. Which club have you signed up for? I didn't need to think first. That's a pity. It's vital for you to sign in somewhere tomorrow. Of course, sure. Right, it's time to go to dinner. About time, I was getting hungry. I headed to the canteen together with Olga Dmitrievna. I looked at the sky and noticed that the sun was already setting. On the porch stood Lisa, Electronic, Uliana and Slavia. As we came up, I heard what they were talking about. And never call me Dvachi again, or you'll get another one. I didn't call you that. You're hearing things. He did. I heard it all. You weren't even there. I was in the bushes. Come on, you guys, stop it. So, it wasn't a football injury Electronic suffered earlier today. The nurse did a good job. I couldn't even see his black eye. Olga Dmitrievna came up to them and asked about the ruckus. What happened? Lisa and Shishkov. I didn't do anything. She shrugged with antipathy and went inside. Right, dinner time. I entered last. There weren't too many free seats. There were few free chairs near Lisa across the canteen, but I'd sooner starve for a week or two than risk my head near her. I was also seated near Uliana, but I'm not into traditional Chinese whatever crawls cuisine. Finally, a free chair near Miku. Looks like I'll have to pick my poison. You mind if I sit here? Oh yeah, sure. No, I don't mind. Yes, you can sit here. I sat down. Look, it's buckwheat today. Do you like buckwheat and chicken? I don't like chicken. Well, that's not that I don't like it. But if you ask me, I would prefer, say, stroganoff beef or ragu, or maybe just a hamburger or rump steak. Do you like rump steak? I'm not that picky about my food. And that's the simple truth. Oh, is that so? But the dessert, they are really good here. Like ice cream. Do you like ice cream? I love 48 Go-Packs and Lane Gladsko. Oh, sorry, I keep talking about myself. Maybe you like Eskimo better? Dinner was starting to get on my nerves, thanks to such company. And I'm not the kind of person that can just ignore someone who's talking to them. Even her. We're at the same table after all. I once bought a guava cone and started eating. And then you know what? I found a screw there. Real screw, can you imagine that? Or was it a bolt? I don't really know. Screws are those that you tighten with screwdrivers, and bolts are those you turn with a wrench, yeah? If there was a speed contest going, I would probably be in the top 3 winners by now. Right, I'll be going. Enjoy your meal. I got up and headed outside. Miko was saying something, but her words were drowned by the crowd of loudly dining pioneers. I went out and sat on the stairs, waiting for my dinner to settle down a bit. I just sat there and watched night falling. Everything is so lively here during the day. Kids laughing and yelling happily, fooling and running around, constant chatter, games going on and swimming at the beach. But after dark, the camp changes entirely. The sounds of day were swapped for silence, only now and then broken by the crickets chirping or a night bird. the camp was going to sleep. In every shadow you could see things. Maybe a ghost, or spirit of the forest, or wild animal. A human being would be the last thing to expect. That is how it looked last night, and now the locals followed their routine very strictly. On the day, the camp was theirs. On the night, it belonged more to the forces of nature than to humans. Someone touched my shoulder. I looked back. It was electronic. Let's go play cards. Cards? Yep, I invented a new game, a good one. Good like how? Well, first we got to find the cards, then I tell you. Then go find them, what's the problem? Only Drevnia has them and she won't give them to me. Why so? Well, the last time when we... Drevnia and Slavia came onto the porch. Drevnia, Semyon just wanted to ask you about the possibility of getting playing cards. Actually... For what purpose? We invented a new game. Not we, you did. What game? I need the cards to show you. I don't like this. Well, if Semyon is with you, then perhaps it's okay. To be really honest. We'll go fetch him together, Olga and Drevnia. If you don't mind. Sure, let's go. We headed towards my cabin. Roughly halfway there, Slavia stopped. Hey, I just remembered the cards are in my cabin. Good timing. And where's that? It's just down this road, let's go. We reached a cabin that, in fact, looked more like a trailer. Just wait here a minute, I'll be back. It took her a few seconds to come back. There! She showed me a deck of pretty worn out cards. These must be marked in and out. That's unsportsmanlike. What happened to fair play? Tell me about it. It's hard to cheat when you don't know the rules. Shall we go? Let's go. On our way back, I decided to try and find out about something. How long have you been here? In that camp? About a week. I see, and where did you come from? I'm from the north. That is... the cold north. She looked at me and smiled. Looks like nobody in this camp is inclined to answer even the most innocent of questions. I tried to approach from another angle. And what do you like? What do you mean? Well, your hobbies. Oh, I like nature. Strange. She's not very talkative today for some reason. Nature, I see. Want to become a natural historian? More like a normal historian. I was always interested in our nation's history. That would suit her very well indeed. It appeared that among all the locals she was the only one who had nothing to hide. What if she came here just like me and simply could not trust anyone enough to tell? I tried testing the waters. And why did you choose this camp? I didn't. My parents got a voucher for me, from their work. Another failure. Well, if you could choose. It's nice here. I don't think I would choose some other place if I could. Here, it's like you are becoming another person. That wasn't how I saw it. What do you mean, another person? It's just that there's so many possibilities. You can learn so much, meet so many new interesting people here. Now she started to sound like a chief, which raised a red flag for me. I decided to stop with the questions for now. When we came back, Olga Drevnia told Slavia, I just remembered the cards were at your place. It's okay, we got it. Good, good. Slavia and Olga Drevnia went inside. I was going to follow, but someone grabbed my hand. Elisa. Her gaze sent shivers down my spine. Not a nice one. You want something? I asked carefully. You're going to play this stupid game? Yes, something wrong with that? Nope, nothing. She was turning to leave, but then slowly looked back and smiled. So you play cards? Little. I couldn't figure out what she wanted. So only Durak and that's it? As if you're a poker star. Well, yes, technically. Then you don't have a chance. Why? Because. So you know the rules? Of course. Well, then you'll have the upper hand. I couldn't see why would we go on talking and motion towards the door. Why do you keep trying to leave? Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Let's make a bet. What do you mean? You're such a slowpoke. The cards, what else? And what do you want to bet on? That I'll win. That's quite a possible outcome. I agreed calmly. So, you are afraid? No, I'm not. I'm not big on bets when I don't like my chances. And you're not big on taking risks too. Such an astute observation. I'm impressed. Right, then I... No, you're not. Now what? I sighed in exhaustion. She was starting to annoy me with her rubbish talk about some pointless bet. If you won't bet with me, I tell everyone that you tried to seduce me. What? You heard me. I could imagine her doing this. Don't be stupid. Who's gonna believe you? I've been here less than 2 days besides. Want to try your luck? Right. And what will happen if I win? I won't tell anyone anything. And if I lose, slowpoke mode again? I tell everyone you tried to seduce me. I told you already. So you're telling me now that I have to work to prove that I didn't do something when I didn't actually do it? If that's how you want to look at it. Not a simple decision. On the one hand, it was stupid to agree. I didn't know the rules and gambling wasn't my thing. On the other hand, she could really make my life hell. Then again, can I even trust her? She can do it even if I win. So, if you made your decision. I was going to answer, but suddenly Lena came around me from behind. What? Nothing. Lena hurried inside. So? I may regret it 100 times. Fine, I'll do it. She smiled. But if I win... Yeah, all fair, no cheating. Elisa turned, went up the stairs and inside the canteen. Why am I doing this? Because she can set me up regardless if she wants to. Since she decided to anyway, I let out a heavy sigh and followed her through the door.